I'm Anil Kumar. This is part 2 of logarithmic functions. We'll now explore further these functions and see how to work with them. The first question here is, the x-intercept of graph of log to the base 2, half of x plus 4 is what? So x-intercept means y equals to 0, right? X-intercept means y equals to 0, that is f of x equals to 0. So let's figure it out. Now for most of these questions, you don't need a calculator. So try to do them without calculator. Okay. So now we'll rearrange, take minus 4. So we get log to the base 2 of half of x. Now we can write this as an exponential function now, that is 2 to the power of minus 4 is equals to half of x. Now that becomes, you can now multiply this, 2 to the power of minus 4 if you want. You can write this as 1 over 16, right? And then multiply by 2 will give you x, and that clearly is equal to 1 over 8, right? So option B is the right option, correct? So we'll quickly move through this. There are many questions here. Next question is the inverse of the function log 5 to the base 5 of x plus 3 minus 4 is what? 4 choices are given to you. Let's find the inverse. So to find the inverse, we need to swap x and y. So let me rewrite this as x equals to, so instead of y I'm writing x, log to the base 5 of, instead of x we'll write y, correct? And then we'll isolate y. That is the procedure. So x minus 4 equals to log to the base 5 y plus 3, and now it becomes 5 to the power of x minus 4. That is how you have to work with logarithmic functions. Write it whenever you get this form, write an exponential form, then continue. And take 3 on this side, so we get 5 to the power of x minus 4 minus 3 equals to y. So sorry, this is minus. When you take it on left side, it's plus, right? So this is all plus. And so we get our right answer, which is B. Now we have logarithmic function. We'll apply the properties of log. So when logarithmic function is given in product and quotient form, it could be written as sum and difference. So we'll now see how to write this as sum and difference. That's the whole idea. So these are 4 choices. Of course, we could write this as log of a square. So whatever is in the numerator is kind of product, and denominator means a difference. So let's write both these terms in the brackets. So if you don't use brackets, you might do a mistake. So it is log of b plus log of square root of c cubed. Okay. So here we'll apply the power rule, writing 2 first. So we get 2 times log of a. Let's open the bracket. We get minus log of b and minus. And this is, power is 3 over 2, right? So 3 over 2 log of c, correct? So the option is, the very first option is the correct option. Now we have a quadratic exponential equation to solve. The equation is solutions of 5 to the power of 2x minus 5 to the power of x minus 12 equals to 0. So these solutions are one of the given. So let's solve it. We could always write this quadratic equation, which is f to the power of 5 to the power of 2x minus 5 to the power of x minus 12 equals to 0. I can substitute 5 to the power of x as, let's say, p. Then we get a quadratic equation, p squared minus p minus 12 equals to 0. Now that could be factored, 4 times 3, and 4 is negative, times p plus 3 equals to 0. So p is equal to 4 or p is equal to minus 3. So let's substitute back. P as 5 to the power of x is equal to equals to 4, and here 5 to the power of x is equals to minus 3. Now this function is always positive, so here we have no solution. On the right side, we could always write this as a logarithmic function and find the solution. So taking log on both sides, we get log of 5 equals to log of 4, and x is equals to log of 4 divided by log of 5. So log of 4 divided by log of 5 is the solution for the given equation, correct? So I hope you have reviewed how we should be solving logarithmic exponential equation using logs. Now here's a simple word problem. How long does it take an investment of $500 to double at 7% interest compounded annually? So the formula is amount A is initial amount 1 plus rate of interest, which is 7%, right? So let me write here rate of interest. Now it's compounded annually, so just T here. Substituting the values, doubling means A becomes 1000, right? 2 times 500 you could write, and then we get 1 plus 0.07, right, equals to T. Dividing 1000 by 500 gives us 2 equals to 1.07 to the power of T, correct? Now we have to solve this using logarithms. So that's a huge application of logarithms. Whenever you have to find time, you may have to use logarithms. So taking log both sides, we get log of 2 is equals to T times log of 1.07. So log 2 divided by log of 1.07 is the time. So let's use the calculator. We'll get log of 2 divided by log of 1.07 is equal to 10.24. So 10.24, 10 years, slightly more than that. So we have one option here. So option B is the right option, correct? Now we have another question on a word problem, which is, what is the intensity of earthquake 3 times as intense as 5.0 on a Richter scale? So the related formula is M is equals to log of intensity over standard intensity, right? So when we are saying that what is the intensity of earthquake 5 times as intense as 5. So we are given 5 as intensity for one earthquake. So let me write this as 5 is equals to log of I over I0. Now we want intensity which is 3 times 5. Correct? So 3 times 5 means I'll change this I with 3 times. So we need to find the value of M where the intensity is 3 times this intensity. Is it okay? This is what we need to find. Now, applying the logarithmic rules, I could write this as, because that becomes product, correct? So we could write log of 3 plus log of I over standard intensity, and we know that log of I over I0 is 5. We need to figure out what is log of 3 equals to. So let's find this out. So log of 3 is equal to 0.477. So 0.477. So let me recheck this value. Log of 3 is equals to 0.477. Since there's nothing like that, 0.477 is log of 3 plus log of I over I0 we already have here as 5, right? So we can round this to 5.477. The closest answer is 5.5. I think we can round it to 5.5. Okay, so that's okay. So 5.5 is 3 times as intense as 5. So I hope that concept is clear to you. Now here is another word problem. A sample of lemon drink has pH of 3.5. Find its hydrogen ion concentration. Now for pH, the formula is pH is equals to negative. Now it's important to write negative since these concentrations are very low, right? So you get a negative value actually. So that is hydrogen ion concentration, correct? Now we need to find hydrogen ion concentration for the given pH. So pH is 3.5 given to us, equals to minus log of hydrogen ion concentration. So let's take it this side. So it's just minus 3.5 equals to log of hydrogen ion concentration. This is to the base 10. So we could write this as an exponential equation. 10 to the power of minus 3.5 is equal to the hydrogen ion concentration, correct? So that's the answer. 10 to the power of minus 3.5. So 10 to the power of, within bracket, let me write minus 3.5. It is equal to 3.1622 to 10 to the power of minus 4. So that's what we get, correct? Okay, so we have a matching value here as C. So that becomes the answer. So these are a few word problems which you may get when working on logarithms. The next question is kind of a communication question which says, which of the following equations represent a likely and correct step in the solution of that equation? So the best way to solve this is really to find the solution, right? So, and then we'll match what step is common. So it is 5 cubed to the power of x minus 2 equals to log to the base 2 of 8. So I can write 8 as 2 cubed, right? So I could write this as log to the base 2 of 2 cubed. So that gives you an idea that the right side is indeed equal to 3. So this is equals to 3 and we have 5 to the power of 3 x minus 2. Okay. Now since that is the case, I mean this is 3, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll just multiply this. We do have a term like this here. So we'll do 5 to the power of 3 times x minus 2 gives us 3x minus 6 equals to 3. Nothing is matching so far. So now we can take log on both sides, correct? So if you take log on both sides, we get 3x minus 6 log 5 equals to log 3. Correct. So we can now divide by this. So we have 3x minus 6 equals to log of 3 divided by log of 5. This step matches with C, right? So that's our answer. We need not really solve it. We have come to the solution, of course. We'll do plus 6 and divide by 3. Correct. So that's the solution. So the step is there. Now we'll close it here and move forward. Now we'll actually solve an equation which is log to the base 2 of 1 over 4 equals to log to the base 5 of x minus 3 over 4. So let's rewrite this first. Log to the base 2 of 1 over 4. 4 can be written as 2 square. You can actually pause the video, answer the question, and then match with my solution. Okay, so the left side could be written as 2 to the power of minus 2, correct? So we have log to the base 5, x minus 3 over 5. So this side is minus 2. Minus 2 is equals to log to the base 5 of x minus 3 over 5. So we could write this as 5 to the power of minus 2. 5 to the power of minus 2 is equals to x minus 3 over 5. So whenever you have a chance, kind of like this, write it as an exponential equation. That always helps. So that is 5 to the power minus 5 is 1 over 25. Okay, but we could cross multiply. So we have 5 times 1 over 25 equals to x minus 3. It was better to bring it here. Okay, so that is 1 over 5, correct? So 1 over 5 is this. Now I'll cross multiply. So which implies that 1 is equal to 1 is equals to 5x minus 15, right? Now I'll take it on that side, so it becomes 16 equals to 5x, and that gives me that x is equals to 16 over 5. So 16 over 5 is option B for us. So that is how we can actually solve it. So now we need to solve 2 to the power of x times 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals to 3. So let's rewrite the equation. It is 2 to the power of x times 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals to 3. So if I take log both sides, I get log of 2 to the power of x times 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals to log of 3. Now here we could write this as a sum, right? That is how we are seeing all the solutions. So we get log 2 to the power of x plus log 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals to log of 3. Now power rule. So x times log of 2 plus x plus 1 times log of 5 equals to log of 3. Open the bracket and take x common. We'll do it in 2 steps. X log 5 plus log 5 equals to log 3, right? So we can take x common in the first 2. We get log of 2 plus log of 5 equals to log of 3 minus log of 5. Is it okay? So we get x as equal to log of 3 minus log 5 over log of 3 plus log 5. So we have difference and sum log of minus, oh sorry, this is 2, I'm sorry, this is 2, yeah, 2. So log of 3 minus log of 5 over log of 2 plus log of 5, option C is the right option. We are almost at the end, 2 more questions to go. When log to the base 9 of x minus 5 plus x log to the base 9 of x plus 3 equals to 1 is solved, the sum of all the solution is what? So let's solve and figure it out. So we have log to the base 9 of x minus 5 times, because it is product we could multiply. So let me write times x plus 3 equals to 1. So I have used the logarithmic rule. So sum could be written as the product of logarithm, right? Now we could write this as log to the base 9 of, let's multiply. We get x squared plus 3x minus 5x minus 15, right? Equals to 1. We can write it as an exponential expression. So we get x squared plus 3x. We can write this as minus 2x. 3x minus 5x minus 15 equals to 9. 9 to the power of 1. Bring 9 to this side. So we get x squared minus 2x minus 15 minus 9 equals to 0, which is x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals to 0, right? Minus 5 minus 9. Now you can factor this. 6 and 4, so minus 6 times x plus 4 gives us 0. So that gives us 2 solutions. One is x equals to 6, the x equals to minus 4. Now if you see this, x has to be greater than minus 3 or 5. So the limit is, if you look into the restrictions, we know that x has to be greater than 5, correct? So this is not valid. So the only solution is x equals to 6, and therefore the sum of the solution is also 6. So option C is the correct option for us, correct? So in logarithms, you might get extraneous roots. So check for those. Now this is the last question of our multiple choice questions on logarithmic functions. I hope you had good understanding of the topic. Feel free to write your comments and share your views. You can actually copy this question answer and then look into my suggestions. We need to solve 3 over log to the base 2 of x plus 2 over log to the base 4 of x equals to 2. To solve this, we'll use change of base formula, and that too a very special version of it. Let's take a reminder on that. So if I have log a of x, I could write this as log to the base b of x over log to the base b of a, correct? So that is standard change of base formula. Now what happens when I use, instead of b, x as my base? I could have also written this as log to the base x of x over log to the base x of a, right? Now log to the base x of x is 1, so we could write this as 1 over log to the base x of a. So what I've done is written it in kind of reciprocal form. Do you see that? So this is a very, very important connection which I hope you know, and it's very important from test point of view, especially if you are taking AP level calculus or tests like IIT JEE. So we'll use this to solve the given equation. So I can rewrite this equation as 3 times log to the base x of 2. Do you see that? So I'm using this particular formula to rewrite, and then we will solve. So in doing so, we have made a common base of x for both the terms, correct? Equals to 2. Now the answers are given as 2 to the power, so we'll write everything as power of 2. So we could write this as log to the base x of 2 cube plus log to the base x of 4 square. Let me write first, and then we'll write this as in the power of 2. Now we can apply the logarithmic rules, writing this as product, correct? 2 cube times 4 square equals to 2. Cross it to write it as an exponential equation. So we get 2 to the power of 3 times 4 square is 16, which could also be written as 2 to the power of 4 is equals to x square. You see that? X square. Now here we get 2 to the power of 7, and we have x square here. So x is equals to 2 to the power of 7 over 2. So 2 to the power of 7 over 2, this is the other way, right? So that is 2 to the power of 3.5. So 2 cube square root 2. So that becomes the answer, which is option B for us. So that is how we can solve it. I hope you have learned from this series. Feel free to write your comments, and if you share and like my videos, that'll be great. Thank you, and all the best.